I'm here to defend our constitutional rights.
I want them to do something. Doing nothing is not helping the Commonwealth.
People on both sides of the gun laws debate from the Charlottesville area and across Virginia make their voices heard. Lawmakers, though, end up kicking the issue down the road for another day.
Live in high definition from the area's most experienced news team, this is NBC29 HD News at 6.
State Republicans quickly quashed today's special session to take up changes to gun laws.
Now a new commission will be tasked with reviewing all the proposals sent from the governor. And nothing will happen until after November's election, when all state seats are up for grabs. NBC29's Henry Graff has our top story from the state capitol.
The special session really did not get off the ground here at the General Assembly building. Within 2 hours of convening, Republicans moved to adjourn, pushing things off until November. Governor Ralph Northam called for the legislature meeting in the wake of the Virginia Beach mass shooting, killing 12. He proposed 8 changes to state law, including universal background checks on all firearm sales, a ban on assault weapons, and allowing localities to ban firearms from municipal buildings. Republican leadership announced they are directing the Virginia State Crime Commission to undertake a, quote, systematic review of the Virginia Beach shootings and the legislation submitted for the 2019 special session.
Compared to what might have happened when we had committee meetings, of course, there was complaints that it wasn't thoughtful, there wasn't a chance for people to present information, it wasn't bicameral, it wasn't bipartisan. If you're looking for a panel that can do that, the Crime Commission is as good as any.
I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised. I think the Republican leadership has been trying to figure out a way around discussing these issues prior to the election, and that's very unfortunate.
Democrats, including the governor, say what Republicans did Tuesday was shameful and pathetic. But the General Assembly is controlled by the GOP, so they make the rules. The General Assembly is adjourned until November 18th. In the meantime, Republican lawmakers have now set a July 19th deadline for any legislation to be submitted to the State Crime Commission. The State Crime Commission will report back to all state lawmakers sometime after November 12th. Reporting at the state capitol, I'm Henry Graff, NBC 29 News.
Thank you, Henry. Just outside the State House, things were a little more lively.
We heard from demonstrators on both sides, those who are pro-gun rights, those who are pro-gun control. NBC29's Carly Kempler was in Richmond and joins us in our newsroom with those perspectives. Hi, Carly.
Casey and Steve, there were 2 separate rallies today with very little common ground. And when they did come together to talk, there was very little conversation. People from across the Commonwealth,
Deerfield, Virginia,
Virginia Beach, Virginia.
I'm from Loudoun County.
On opposing sides of the gun debate.
It's a people problem. It's not a gun problem.
We just can't stand back with the laws that we have now because it's not working. We have to make a change.
Protesters are here on either side, determined to get their message across to legislators here in Richmond. For some gun control advocates, the issue hits close to home.
My son got pumped 9 bullets in him. This is why I'm here. I'm here for others. I'm here for the young children that keep dying every day in Hampton Roads.
Students fighting for stricter laws, hoping it may ease some of their fears.
We would practice active shooter drills almost every single month. I really want to make sure that we're working to implement laws that will help, prevent more loss of life in the future.
Gun rights advocate Larry Lewis says this issue needs to be solved differently.
We need to start enforcing the gun control laws that we have. We need to start putting more stricter punishments on folks that are doing these crimes.
For Lewis and other gun rights advocates, it's about their rights.
The Constitution, the Second Amendment, is not negotiable.
I'm here to defend our constitutional rights. I want to be able to defend myself and the people that I love. I don't want to have the remorse of what if I had been able to do something, or why didn't I take a stand? Despite their disagreements on the issue, there is one thing demonstrators on both sides agree on.
There's a lot of potential to do good here, and I really hope that our lawmakers can come across the aisle and work for common sense solutions to help save lives.
Open dialogue is always a good thing. I mean, the more we're divided as a people, the more we play into the politicians' hands.
Governor Ralph Northam and Attorney General Mark Herring did address a group of gun control advocates before the start of the special session to show their support of the cause.
Tonight, Carly, thank you.
Among those groups in Richmond, a slew of people from the Charlottesville area. People on both sides of the debate boarded buses early this morning. NBC 29's Megan Moriarty caught up with those in favor of passing new gun laws. Hi, Megan.
Demonstrators in the city want lawmakers to pass more restrictive laws in the state. Without it, they say more lives are at risk. Activists gathered at Meadows Presbyterian Church before heading to the Capitol.
I'm headed to Richmond because I've been concerned about gun violence for a long time.
Beth Carriel says she's been waiting a decade to see change.
I went to the Million Mom March in 2001 in Washington, D.C. My youngest child was 10 at that time. It was a wonderful, hopeful event. Here we are. My youngest child is now 28. Gun violence has escalated, and I'm going to keep hope alive and continue to work to prevent gun violence.
Several groups, including the League of Women Voters and Charlottesville Coalition for Gun Violence Prevention, say they just want more gun control laws.
Universal background checks, extreme risk protection orders, going back to the one gun a month would be some particularly important bills.
They also want one thing to be clear.
We're just trying to reach a common ground of supportive of people who would like to own guns. Many of us do own guns, but we need to be smart about the people who own them and what kind of guns we do own.
Demonstrators say too many bills are dying in committee. Their hope is for legislators to get the chance to vote on bills supporting gun control. Live in the studio, Megan Moriarty, NBC 29 News at 6.
Megan, thank you. Another bus from the Charlottesville area trekked to Richmond full of gun rights supporters looking to have their voices heard. NBC 29's Madison Jones was there and joins us in downtown Charlottesville. Good evening, Madison.
Hey there, Steve. About 50 Second Amendment rights advocates gathered today at the Ravenna Rifle and Pistol Club around 7 a.m. The group says they want lawmakers to vote against everything Governor Northam has proposed.
Just say no. Vote everything down.
It was an early wake-up call for gun rights supporters in Albemarle County, who wanted to make their voices heard to lawmakers.
A lot of the proposals that are being made are flat-out contradictions to not only the U.S. Constitution, but the Virginia Constitution.
Jerry Paulnall also argues it is about upholding the Second Amendment.
These are not negotiable. They're not negotiable. They were guaranteed to us by the Constitution, and they should not be infringed on by the state nor federal government.
Catherine Robb says America's founding fathers need to be respected.
People need to know that our Second Amendment rights were well thought out by our founding fathers, and I think their wisdom is far greater than any of the lawmakers we have in the General Assembly today.
Gun rights supporters say they do not want lawmakers to punish the law-abiding citizens who do follow the rules. As one demonstrator described it, you cannot legislate evil and mental illness.
Madison Jones in downtown Charlottesville. Thank you, Madison.